Hi, I'm Gavin Haynes, and welcome to another spring review. This time of the year, we always like to sit down on a Monday and look over the ratings for the weekend and do what most punters don't do and review where we went right and where we went wrong, so we can find out if there was any errors that we'd made that in our assessment of runners, just to make sure we're on the right track, and it'll give us some horses to keep an eye on as we go deeper into the spring.
It was a pretty good day all round. We kicked off with Gem Song, top pick 280 with 460 available. The second was a pretty scrappy highway, and I've never been a fan of those. Nothing much to report there. Thinking big, 550 was our second pick. Race 4, the JRR Trophy, Miss Admiration was our equal top pick, $6.50 the win there. Race 5, Noir was second pick, a little bit unders, 3.4. Young Star, our top pick, ran third, a little bit unlucky. Race 6, Shamook was in our top 4. We had Shamook at 750. Now by race time, $6.80 and unders, but those who signed up and took when I put this out on Thursday, plenty of $8.50 available there. Sound start to the quaddie. Autumn Sun, this was the run of the day. I'll quickly flick you over here to the ratings which have just been created, and we'll go into these in a great bit more detail in a second. But the highlight of the day by a space was right there, Autumn Sun, home in 22.3, 80-2 race time, speed rating 112, sectional rating of 112. That's pretty outrageous. You just can't see the 112 sectional. It's just off the screen of what's being recorded. 112, and now you know why he's $2.80 favoured for the Guineas. That was second up, and that was a big finish, and he's certainly one of the horses to follow coming out. So let's go into the last couple of races. Tip Top was certainly a there it is, equal second pick, $13. You could have got Betfair rated $7.55. And a nice end with the top pick Lord Mayor 345 winning for us again at 650. Sad for those that took a quaddie, because it was an all overlay quaddie in the top 4, and Goodfellow was equal second pick, 725, 14 bucks. SP would have been a better result for the quaddie. So all in all, a really solid day's tipping. So let's see how it unfolded. We go back to the first, Gem Song. The first is just a little 3-year-old restricted 72. So and 90. Our top selection there was Gem Song, who missed the kick and still got home hard to win. Home in 22.3 is pretty good. 89.91. The ratings there. So my assessment of 90, absolutely spot on in that instance. The Royal Celebration and Christabel, well, you can see there that it's another trifecta in our top 4, but 89, 87 horses, and we can go back to our rating screen here, and we've got 89, 87s so no surprises, and speed ratings to the 4, and that, just the fact that I have a module that tells me every horse I've seen before, what they rated, what the weight changes are. It just makes for fairly accurate assessment. So a nice result overlay to kick us off. The second is the Highway, and I've told you all many times before that I don't think they've got any place in Saturday racing. Yeah, it's good, share the money, great. Put it on a Wednesday and still give them Saturday prize money. But who wants to be looking at 85, 81 horses? Look at this. It's like even John Hawke said, a racehorse isn't a racehorse till when it's when it's Class 3. So let's have a Saturday minimum BM78 and get rid of this rubbish. And I'm not bitching because we didn't get it right, but I don't suggest betting them. And we've had some outrageously good results, but they're not races to fly into. And the winner, Seablem, 85, 84, 81, 81 for Justice Honour. Vertex, 75, 76. Vertex was, some result for us for those that were looking for big value. $7.50 we rated, and you could have got $46 Betfair. But we're not chasing any of that going forward. Things get a little bit more interesting with the 3-year-old Group 3 gloaming. We get up to the 3-year-olds at $1,800. So these are the 3-year-olds that are on the Derby path. And we can expect possibly to see some of these continue, obviously, down our way. Our concern here was the small field was going to make this tactical and sit and sprint, so we weren't going to see the true expression of a horse's ability. But in saying that, thinking big was pretty much on our rated price. Of $5.59, you can see traded out to $7.80 with plenty of $7 early on. Again, the Horsetorque people that bought early, shopped early, found the result. Tarka was the horse that chased it home for second. Tempo really playing against. The good play here was that if we look at the burn file, there was one horse in it, Erakunji, a 90 at best. And I even marked it down with 86 as an expected rating this time in. $4.20, my price $47, and it was gone and beaten 4.3 lengths. So. And Pounds of Faust, don't write him off. That got back in that small field, and if we look at the ratings of the third, Thinking Big 96, 97. I had a 94 horse going in, so some nice on speed improvement. Tarka 86, 89. Was okay. Then look, ratings rise. You just think. They were certainly Tavi run the Victorian, 36, 39, beaten 15 lengths. That was, I know, unders, but Pans of Faust settled last in that 6-horse field, so we won't completely write him off. But look, 96, 98, that's another little step forward for Thinking Big. I don't think they're Derby numbers, we will, just yet, but let's see how he goes over 2,000 with a bigger field and a bit more pressure, and we'll find out what he's made of. Race 4, 2,400 metres, Group 3 JRR Trophy, and our top 4 equal and top were Cinder Win and Miss Admiration. You can see here they run first and third. Miss Admiration, the better value of the two. I had her as a 97 horse going in, and you can see a 97 weight rating last start, 95 speed with a weight running 101. So right on her mark this time. I mean, peaking third up, 97 was what we're expecting, and we got some improvement. 101, 102 for Miss Admiration, and being a little another campaign wiser, no surprise to see continued improvement. Cinder Win 93, 94. Now it'll win. It can win over ground, so it's only going to continue to improve. Shell Manisa ran the best closing sectionals, 23-1 for a rating of 94, 102. So these are the ones that I always like to. I'd like to check out. The ones that have performed well. That it was $15 in the market, not in mine. So we like to have a quick explore and find out what was going on. We had a Tari win 2 back. Time was ordinary, but the weight rating was solid there at 96. And a weight rating of 90. So these last two over a bit of ground have been by far best, and this is a bit of a career peak. 94, as I said, 94.102 for Shelmanisa. This thing is a well-travelled 8-year-old. So on that, there's going to be some country racing that. It can certainly, because it is eligible for easier. But I do like our top pick, Miss Eration. She'll have that extra run. That's one of Mick Price's. He's got a pretty good team at the moment, Mick. And I think we can follow her certainly into next start. And we go on to race 5, Group 2, the Shannon Stakes. Young Star was desperately unlucky here. This is the Oaks winner. We know she's just going to improve. I had her 100 horse going in here. She was 6th first up, but did catch the eye. Small field here, sit and sprint, weave through traffic. But look, she's only going to get better, and obviously being a 4-year-old, you can expect her to go on and improve some of her ratings from last time in. We can see here she's rated 96. She's home in 22.4. Sectional rating 96.100 for Young Star. So there you go, those sectionals pointing to her getting back to. So 3rd up, she'll peak next time. We won't miss her. Noir 99.104. Now I had Noir as a 99 horse going in. The 104 sectional matches up with her 105 sectional last time behind Invinciabella. This Noir's Waller trained 5-year-old, and that was only second rung back. It's going into it 14 starts, 11 placings. So now we're 15 starts, 12 placings, 7 wins. Been really well placed, and. On that, you can rate 100 this time of year. You're just about going to be thereabouts in 9 out of 10 markets that I'd put forward. King's Guard 98.98. Again, $38 for me, 17 in the market, so not really fancied by anybody. Well, let's see where we go back to King's Guard. We've got some decent runnings down in the weights. A couple of runs here last time in. My assessment of 94 after a disappointing 79.77 first up. With 54 kilos, so that's probably a little bit light with that rating of 94. 98, 98, that's as good as he'll go. Albeit Sam disappointing, 95, 93. Tally 94, 96. But certainly there's the first and third are going places, and Kingsguard there's certainly not elite, but there's a race around the corner for him. It's nice to just have a quick check in the burn files and just to make sure you've where you were right and where you're wrong. We go to the Golden Pendant Fillies and Mears Group 2 Race 6. Our top 4 here. Dixie Blossom, she was actually really disappointing. Second up, she was a big double overlay against the boys first up, and Dixie Blossoms, we can see here, 82.92, beaten 2.2 lengths. That was pretty disappointing. Prompt response, I've got 104 as the rating, but you see my predicted rating of 92. We really weren't expecting best first up. And 82, 86 was just, but certainly expecting some improvement next time out. Champagne Cuddles, Honest Girl, We've always had a room for her. 101, 101. She's rated 91.95 in a race that was pretty slowly run. So you can see why, I've got Insensata beaten 2.4, third last, but home in 22.1. Magic Alibi is home in 22.2. So you can really see the sit and sprint nature of this race. The winner, Shamook, I had 100 horse going in. This is one of Gay and Bott's. San at Wyong first up. We've got a couple of good solid weight ratings in the fillies Group 2, Group 1 races. We know she's handy type. And second up, she's 91, 94, so the ratings aren't as high as we expect, but we put that down to just the nature of the race. Doesn't really change because the weight ratings will have her around that mark. So Dixie Blossom's a bit disappointing, and maybe it's just that sit and sprint that affected her as well. So a little overlay for those that were shopping. I think we can look at the fluctuations again, and you'll see that we go down to Shamook. Again, you can those who come on late on a Saturday go, Shamook's bad value 680. Those that bought the form guide on Thursday, 750. He was in the overlay file from the start. So, timing, as they say, is everything. Everything in life. Race 7 was the Golden Rose, and this was the run of the day, as I've showed you before. Autumn Sun, 112. This guy, if we drill into his form, he's another one that has had a little spell in, went up to Queensland for one. They're all coming back and running well. And interesting enough, that was the JJ Atkins, the 2-year-old Group 1 over the mile, 93.94. That's as a 2-year-old, and if you want to equivalise that, you can virtually add on 8 points. Knowing you're expecting 100 something. A heavy track, got back to last first up, really caught the eye. So we had him equal on top with Graff at $4. Only $4.60 available, but here we are. Second up, 1400 metre, 112 for a horse that is looking for the mile. There is. That's got Caulfield Giddies written all over it, because off the top of my head, I don't know many other 3-year-olds that have got those sort of numbers. Combined 224. Now Zusane, 111 the speed rating, but if you look at the sectional rating of 104 compared to when at home in 22.9 to Autumn Sun's 22.3, certainly going forward. I know which one that leans to me. Graff was home in 22.7. 108 is a good horse that I think's got plenty of ability. 104, 105, good horse. But out of this going forward, that all points to Autumn Sun. Sandbar, 23-1 home, 106.99. Probably tells his tail. He wasn't Sandbar wasn't in my top 4, so just want to have a look at the horse who's run fourth. Yeah, look, unwanted by me, unwanted by everybody. So we'll just bring up his form, lightly raced. And again, I've mentioned many times, I really don't, you don't make an opinion on a horse, a really serious gut opinion, until they've had at least sort of 10 starts. They can improve dramatically just with education, natural physical improvement. 2 runs this time in for Sandbar. We have a 97 weight rating, the best of spring. So there was, my assessment of 92 was pretty fair. So we can only suggest that this is Group 1 company, and 106.98 would suggest that Sandbar's come on, and he's certainly eligible for plenty easier. So we'll certainly be rating him a little higher. Lean Mean Machine was in the burn file, as I said. Very last time that heavy, always doubt heavy track. Zusane, which is the Autumn Sun form line we just touched a second ago. Zusane was 750 out to 820. But all in all, 112. Autumn Sun, as Caulfield Guineas written all over it. We go to race 8. Again, our quaddies started to look real good with Tip Top. Our equal second pick rated 755. It says 950 here, but they were trading Betfair $13 at the jump. 94 horse going in. It was a funny sort of race. Astoria was first up. Sort of it found the podium a couple of times first up. So I had it finding its best, but there was as I wrote in my comment up here, 1 by 3 was the logical approach. Never really looked like it. But again, a nice overlay result for us in our higher rated numbers. 98, 96, a little bit up. We can see Fierce Impact 95 and 96. Now, that's just a little bit of improvement here. 93, he's only 3 points off my top horse. So let's just have a quick scan again. Lightly raced. Import here, 2 runs in Australia, second campaign, so some logical improvement. Easy to fathom there, 95, 95, that'll be our rating going forward. Mendillion, 92, 85, leads, weak at the end, generally not a good betting proposition. Savakul, home in 22.5 was actually the best in the race, who finished fourth, 91, 94. Now, Savakul was our second pick first up, 95 horse. So there we go, 91, 94. We'll be expecting that to hit its mark next time. So our quaddies were looking pretty tasty coming last, and most of our Sydney pockets should have been pretty full. And we get to the last race where the Lord Mears, as I said, announced himself last start when he was 14 up to 2,000. Did a good job. Rated him up top 345, peaking third up. We got 650, so that was a nice double overlay result. Abdon, who's had some issue, was really quite disappointing. Goodfellow was the result we were cheering for in the quaddie. Always on speed and pretty gritty, 725, $15 available. He's run second. And interesting enough, Quick Defence, who ran really close up to Lord Mayor last time, they were really risking him out at $20, which was looked a little odd in my eye. But so we'll just find race 9, 91.99 for Lord Mayor, as we said, 96 horse. Well, that puts that right in the wheelhouse. Good fella, 90.99 again, right in our mark. Tamarack, 89.99. Now Tamarack, we like to check out number 14. Not in my market, an 88 horse for Joe Pride. He's one of my favourites, Joe. He used to train a horse I had a piece of called Masterati, which I got out of, which I saw ran third up in Brisbane on the weekend. So there we go, Tamarack. So fairly exposed. We've got 18 starts for a 5-year-old. He said, I've got him 88 going in, and yeah, look, he's rated 89, 99. So there's some little bit of improvement. Creek, he's had a million chances, 87, 85. So falls away. I thought I might have seen something out of Jakes Hill. He'd shown something over 9 furlongs at Flemington. Thought he might have shown a little bit out of ground. He was home in 22.7, which was as fast as the third and fourth horses, and he might be looking for 2,000, so I'll keep an eye on him. And there's Abdon beaten 5 lengths, 71.86. I thought that was a little bit disappointing. But we head to, we've got Randwick this Saturday, and we've just got a poultice of Group 1 action. We've got the Flight, we've got the Metrop. We've also got I think there's the Furious. I think there's the Gym Crack for the babies. The Gym Crack Group 3 for the 2-year-old fillies, and the breeders for the Group 3 for the 2-year-old boys. So we get to see the next season's crop alight the track. The Hill Stakes Group 2, the Premier is Group 2. The Group 1 Flight for the fillies over the mile. The Metropolitan Group 1 2400 motors. which will have a really rock solid field. The horse we mentioned before down in Melbourne, Sir Charles Road might appear in that, and of course the Group 1 Epsom. So that form will go up on a Thursday, and you've seen here we've got our eye well and truly in, and when we get to the best of the best, which is this Saturday in Sydney, we expect to be all over it, and then we get over the grand final, and then we go straight to the Group 1 Caulfield Underwood on Sunday. So and we start off with Group 1 racing at Moonee Valley Friday night. So cracking week ahead. I'll have it all covered. Marvin will be doing his thing for the minor meetings. Anybody who did Sunshine Coast, I think Marvin tipped 6 out of 8. It's just a beautiful computer algorithm that delves into my $10 million record database. Probably worth 10 million. Anyway. It follows a punting algorithm and creates some markets. And I think he found 6 or 7. There was one race where he dodged the favourite and 2 equal second picks, ran 1-2 at $17.21. He's doing his thing. Those meetings are pretty cheap, and where I run my eyes and give it the full detailed form filter, well, they're $7.95 and worth every damn penny. There's plenty of free meetings up for the week. The special's always there. Stay tuned. It's going to be a crazy next couple of weeks. Gavin out.
And there you go, another little spring review complete. I hope you got something out of that and found yourself a couple of little black bookers to follow over the next few weeks. If you like what we do here, check us out on our Facebook page, like the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and head online to www.horsetorque.net and register for your free account. Best of luck punting for the week, and we'll catch up with you all next week.